You're listening to leadai.dev. GitHub Credential Revocation API enhances security for OAuth and app credentials. GitHub's recent update to its Credential Revocation API allows developers to revoke OAuth and app credentials programmatically, enhancing security measures. What shipped? LeadAI.dev reports that GitHub has expanded its Credential Revocation API to support GitHub OAuth and GitHub app credentials. This update enables developers to programmatically revoke credentials when they are exposed or compromised. The new endpoints include pus/repos/owner/repo/actions/credentials/revoke for repository-specific credentials and pus/user/actions/credentials/revoke for user-specific credentials. By integrating these endpoints, developers can ensure that sensitive credentials are managed efficiently and securely, reducing the risk of unauthorized access. Supports revocation of GitHub OAuth and GitHub app credentials. New API endpoints /repos/owner/repo/actions/credentials/revoke. Why this matters. This enhancement is particularly beneficial for development teams of all sizes, especially those managing multiple applications with OAuth integrations. Teams running over 500 API calls per day will find that automating credential revocation can significantly reduce the time spent on manual security checks. Previously, developers needed to manually revoke credentials through the GitHub UI, which could lead to delays and potential security risks. Now, they can programmatically revoke compromised credentials in real time, minimizing the window of vulnerability. Teams with 500 API calls/day can automate security processes, reduces manual credential management time significantly. How to take advantage. If you're using GitHub OAuth or GitHub apps, here's what to do. Update your application to call the new revocation endpoints. Start by integrating the pus/repos/owner/repo/actions/credentials/revoke endpoint to revoke repository-specific credentials. Ensure your application handles the response to confirm successful revocation. This week, review your existing credential management practices and identify any exposed credentials that need revocation. By the end of the month, aim to have automated scripts in place to handle credential exposure incidents. Integrate the new revocation endpoints into your application. Create automated scripts for handling credential exposure incidents. What to watch. As this API rollout progresses, it is essential to monitor its adoption across various development environments. Risks include potential delays in implementing the new endpoints and any unforeseen issues with backward compatibility for applications relying on older methods. GitHub has indicated a phased rollout, so keep an eye out for updates regarding broader availability. Lastly, take note of any feedback from the developer community to understand common challenges or enhancements needed. Thank you for listening. LeadAI.dev. Monitor for feedback and challenges in the implementation of new endpoints. Be aware of potential backward compatibility issues. Key takeaways. Development teams can automate credential revocation to save time and reduce security risks. Programmatic revocation allows for rapid response to credential exposure incidents. Utilizing the new API endpoints can streamline security practices for GitHub OAuth and app credentials. Market signals. Increased security awareness. This update signals a growing trend toward automating security measures in development workflows. What to do next? If you're using OAuth and managing sensitive data, implement the new API this week to enhance security. If your team has over 500 API calls/day, prioritize automating credential revocation processes. If you're currently using the manual revocation process, plan to migrate to the new API within the next month. This has been LeadAI.dev. Stay building.